An essential side trip in this area is a journey up the old steam cog railway to the second tallest mountain in Great Britain, Mount Snowdon. Or the tallest mountain in England and Wales. I guess it depends on where you're from. Of course, the weather the day I chose to go was just smashing. A very cozy ride, rubbing shoulders and other parts with your neighbors, yet you are treated to some magnificent views along the way, when the clouds part. A whole half hour at the top, still trying to understand that. Then you must be back on the train you came up on. It's all very British. Well, here I am at the top of the second tallest mountain in the United Kingdom. And it's a glorious view, or at least it would be if there weren't any clouds. Oh, look, they're breaking. So, it's quite spectacular, especially when the clouds are gone. Just when I thought all I was going to see was clouds, they parted, and the magnificent views lay before me. It's a bit chilly. Breathtaking. Back down the mountain we go. It certainly is lovely scenery. And as I look at those lucky folks hiking amongst it all, I wonder if I should get off and hike the rest of the way down. Can't be that hard. It's all downhill from here. Yeah, I could probably jog, might even beat the train. I got off the train at the next station down from the summit because I was so tempted by the beautiful scenery, and the clouds had cleared, and well, I just couldn't resist. And you know how I'm always saying about those things you shouldn't probably do? Well, this is probably one of them, because I thought, yeah, the trail doesn't look that bad, and the weather's clearing. The weather cleared, and then it uncleared. So I was walking in the rain, so I'm a little bit damp, and it's cold. It's not too cold. I don't think I'll suffer from hypothermia. But when the weather doesn't look too good, stay on the train. Well, the scenery is pretty nice. And you're not getting close to it. I can't see the train anymore. It just went around the corner. So I'm all by myself. Just me and the sheep. Yeah. I now found myself in a race down the mountain to catch the 4:30 bus back to Conway, to catch the train to Holyhead, to catch the ferry to Ireland. Well, today's been an interesting day, and part of that is because I'm standing here where I began this morning in Conway, Wales, instead of Dublin, Ireland. And the reason for that is because I failed to take any kind of preparations in calling and reserving accommodations for this evening in Ireland, and I even failed to book my ferry ticket. It's definitely a good idea to call before noon to book your accommodations for that evening. Last on my visit to Conway is its oldest house, built in 1300. I'd say the original owner definitely got their money's worth. Watching travel shows while I'm traveling. Alright, so after a long day on the trail, whoops. I was going to say it's good to wash your clothes, but not a good idea to wash your wallet. Darn it. Now all the money in there is going to be wet. But it's going to be clean. Now, I'm not sure why I left all this American money in my wallet, except the fact that it was there, and I never took it out. And there's my guidebook drying out, and here's the British money. Well, one thing I can say, it's going to be very, very clean. Just pulled my wallet out of the wash, which is actually probably a good thing, because I have been living on the edge financially. I have been carrying everything in this wallet. That includes 2 credit cards and an ATM card, driver's license. Had I been pickpocketed or lost it, I would be in serious trouble. I'd be praying that I had my credit card company's phone numbers in my electronic brain. Which brings me to the point that it's pretty necessary to have a neck pouch or a pouch that goes underneath your pants and clips onto your belt. That way you can carry all the pertinent information, including your passport, which you should always carry with you at all times. But they're hidden away under your clothing so that people aren't going to be able to steal them. And then you use your wallet, or buy a cheap wallet, for just a day's worth of cash. An ATM card is very good because it allows you to carry just a small amount of cash at any one time. And as you progress through your travels, you go to the bank, and there are banks just about everywhere now, even in small towns, just about everywhere in Europe. And you can just withdraw enough for a couple of days. So if you lose that wallet or lose your money, you haven't lost everything. For £5 or £10 here in England, I can buy a phone card, and this allows me to call ahead, hopefully in the morning, to reserve where I'm going to stay that evening. If you wait till the afternoon or evening, you may arrive in the town and find everything's booked up. So, call ahead, buy a phone card, be a Boy Scout. After luxuriating in a healthy little sleep-in, I tried to get up, but every muscle was stiff from the race down the Mount Snowdon the day before. It came time to catch the ferry to Ireland, so I hobbled down to the conveniently located train station, only 100 painful yards from my bed and breakfast. Most of the trains in England are really very nice. There's something about a train that makes me feel safe. It's like a home away from home. A cozy, warm place to retreat to from the unfamiliar world outside. All that worrying about booking a ferry passage was all for naught, and had my guidebook covered this part of the trip, which it didn't, it would have told me that reservations weren't necessary, at least this time of year. Okay, I'm going to use my phone card to try and reserve a room in Dublin. The ferries in Europe are big, very big. Some of the size of cruise liners. Cars, buses, trucks, and sometimes even trains drive right on. And if it's an overnight trip you're on, you can reserve a stateroom for a nice cozy sleep in. I had originally planned to catch the 9:15 ferry to Ireland, which meant getting up at about 7. I decided, well, I really don't need to catch the morning ferry. Why not just settle for the midday ferry? So I set my alarm for 8 and didn't wake up till midday. So I pretty much wasted half the day sleeping. I guess out of this I've learned it's always good to carry a travel clock that beeps every 8 minutes after you hit the snooze button. Sitting on my sideboard at home, probably bugging my roommate right now. This fast and yet comfortable ride gave me an opportunity to get to know some of my fellow passengers and to investigate the mysteries of train spotting.
I might have been a train spotter at one point in time, when I was much younger.
Hold on a minute. Now what is train spotting? It goes back to the days of steam, and my father told me he used to do this. He'd go out to the local train station or by the side of the track, and when a train came by, he would write down the locomotive's number. The goal was to acquire all the numbers of that particular model of locomotive.
Maybe something to do, I think. I don't know where it really started from, but it just to get you out of the house. And I also had some friends that did it, so it was like a bit of a group of us would go out on a Saturday or a Sunday and head out to a station and spot trains
For
and
how
freeze, maybe 8 hours or so. But you'd have a chat and a bit of a laugh. take the numbers down. Then you get home, you'd read through them, check whether you missed any off, and yeah, it's as simple as that really. And you get really excited if you've got a whole class.
To see them all, or?
No, I did pretty well. When I gave it up. I must have had probably 90-95% of the stock that British Rail were running at that time. So a bit of an anorak, definitely. Gave it all up when I was 16 because it was all a bit sad.
But there's some more bizarre spotting activities?
Yeah, there's people known to go out spotting planes. You probably get them everywhere else in other countries as well, but yeah, in the UK they seem to have this like interest in doing it. Complete madness. Maybe we're just a little more eccentric than the rest of the world. I think the British have got an obsession with trains as it is anyway. It's gone into private hands. It just seems to have got worse and worse, and trains are later, and they're being run for profit, and people pay more and more for the tickets. We just seem to be going more and more towards the way things are being done in the US, and more dependent upon cars as the mode of transport.
Do you have a car?
I do, yeah.
Prefer to use the car?
Yeah, I couldn't do without my car.